it goes back to, like you said earlier, on how they were raised, their foundation, because your childhood plays
Oh yeah.
a important part in your adulthood. Whatsoever happened
Another
to you in your
discussion for
childhood,
another day.
and it affects your adulthood. I'm telling you. That's why you see some adults, they are like a baby. It takes forever to get over little things. They hold on to little things because that, like, nobody never really sat them down when growing up to really mentor them, to really tell them this is how it should be, this is how, this is how things should be, this is how
Mm-hmm.
maybe as a woman you should carry yourself, this is how as a man you should carry yourself, this is what you should expect from a man or from a friend. Because many people, they have not really had that talk.
Yeah.
They don't know, and they're already a grown
Mm.
person. So you're coming, you're telling them these things they've never heard before. It's gonna take time, and we
Yeah.
all learn at different lengths. It's gonna take time for them to start seeing things the way you are seeing things. I always say to people, I thank God for my parents and the people I had around me
Mm.
growing up. However, yes, I'm not perfect, but I also, like, the people you have around you help you a whole lot. Like, seriously, I've
Yeah.
seen people, and it's just when you dig deeper, you're like, oh, I see where the problem's coming from. The environment, the parents, the relatives. I mean, there's certain people, family you will meet, you'll be like, what is going on here? Like, what's happening?
Oh gosh. Ugh, I laugh every time I speak to you. You're hilarious. And I understand, that's why I'm laughing.
It
You
is.
think to
It's
yourself,
you.
where did it all go wrong? Like what has literally happened to you in life to make you this way? It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Tata, I
Trina
know.
Sad says, look at Barbara preaching. She's incredible, right? Mm-hmm.
She knows me from way back. That's why she's saying that. But
Okay,
it's
yeah. Yeah.
important. It's very important to have positive people around you. And as a
Mm,
parent, you must do your own. You must help your child to have positive people around them. Some people say,
of
"Oh,
course.
they're too overprotective," but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's overprotecting, and there's also protecting your child from certain people, because
Yeah.
if you send your child to that particular house, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna come back and start with some weird behavior, and you know
Mm-hmm.
what you want
Yeah.
to see in your child. You know.
So don't let them associate themselves with people that you don't want them around. Absolutely, because they'll come home with some behavioral patterns that you don't agree with completely. Barbara, okay, look, before I move on to the third question, right? I was
Yeah.
listening to Steffi and Adam Cramag speak earlier, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure we had a discussion about this. This has nothing to do with self-esteem. I'm just curious. I'm always curious about different things, right? So Steffi was saying that she went on a date. Steffi, I had to bring it here. I'm sorry because I didn't have the time to write everything I want to write. So she went on
Yeah.
a date, and I think they were talking about. Well, they weren't talking about expectations, but I want to talk about expectations when you go on a date, right? Does the guy always have to pay on a first date? Does it matter who suggested the place or who initiated the date? Because if the girl says, okay, I want to go on a date with you, the guy, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean she's supposed to pay for your date? How does it work? Or should you just not go there with any expectations? Whoever pays, pays, and that's how it is.
First of all, I would say don't go with any so high expectation, because these things can lead to disappointment. Yeah. Just be realistic. This, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, just
Oh
be
gosh,
realistic.
yeah.
It doesn't really matter who initiated the date, the place. It really doesn't matter. Look,
Mm-hmm.
if you go there, that's why people have to keep an open mind. If he wants to pay, that's fine. If she wants to pay, that's fine. If they want to share the bill, that's also fine.
That's
Let's
also
let's get
fine.
out of
Yeah.
that bubble. And also, don't take advantage just because he wants to pay or she wants to pay, and then the next time you keep your card at home. Don't do it. I've heard stories.
Oh God. Don't make that mistake, please. Don't do it. Oh, Barbara, gosh. I can't help but laugh. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. I think it's all about expectations. I know society has taught us, or traditionally whatever it is, that men should have to pay for the first date, but a lot of women are going to be disappointed if they go there with that expectation, because some men are expecting you to split the bill with them and they
Of
genuinely
course,
want you to split it
of
or offer
course,
to pay.
of
And I don't
course.
think that should be a problem, but it really does depend on you and that guy. And remember, this could be a first date.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
do you
She
think it's
will. She
something
will.
you discuss
Yeah.
before you're on the date, Barbara?
Sorry.
Is it something you should discuss before you go on the date? Or would that be a complete mood killer?
No, I think you should always discuss this. You know the thing we said, this is a silly question, or it doesn't matter, or it's just little things.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, please. This is what people say. I talk a lot. Talk about it, please, because
To avoid disappointment, right?
talk about the silly things. Ask those stupid questions. Who's gonna pay?
Yeah.
Where are we going? What's the menu like? You know what? This is what me and my friends, what we do in our little group. Before we go out, we research the place and we put the menu in the group, so you know how much the food costs. So you know the kind of food that's gonna be on the menu. So you look at everything in the group chat, so you're prepared. So if we can
Yeah.
do that as friends, why don't we do that when we are talking to the opposite sex?
Yeah.
This is the menu. This is where the place is located. It's quite a rich area or expensive area. Blah blah blah. This is the menu. You print shot it. Send it to this
Yeah.
guy. He sends it to you, so everybody knows what to expect. I mean, you
Of
can't
course,
just go
of course.
blindfolded. What do you
Yeah.
think this is?
Oh gosh, I can't, Barbara. You're something else. Flo says I actually look at the menu before going. So do I. Alicia said she's never paid on a date. Well, you are one of the fortunate ones for sure. Flo says I don't discuss. I just go with money. I believe that's what she means. Henny say mine, and you probably won't vice versa. But I'm all for, I think the saying is going Dutch. I'm all for it. It's not a big deal to me. So far as I have a job, if I don't have a job, I don't have a clue why I'm going on a date, because obviously I won't be able to afford anything. So I need to stay at home. Let's do the virtual thing and message each other until I get a job or something, because none of us are going out to eat anyway.
No, but funny thing, you just have to
For
say,
some
"Look,
reason, I'll never
I'm
wait
not
for a guy to pay
working.
for me.
Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Be transparent. Don't lie.
Don't lie. Say, look, I'm out of work now, so I won't be able to pay. And if he volunteers and say, don't worry about it, come on.
Yeah.
Or if she says, don't worry about it, then you can go. But when you do get that job, take them out to say thank you. Be appreciative.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Don't just leave and say,
And
some people take advantage
from there,
kindness.
discuss.
Go
There
on,
are too
sorry.
many people who take advantage of people. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I came across a tweet not too long ago, and girls were asked the question, what would you do if your date arrived in a car that was like a broken down car, the paint was scratched and the windows were cracked, not broken, but the car wasn't like a Tesla, it wasn't the latest car, a Mercedes or anything like that. And some girls would be like, I would look at the car and say, oh, sorry, I'm not feeling so well, I can't go on the date. You know you're going to miss out on a good man for that silly reason, right? You could miss out on an incredible husband. What kind of materialism? What are you doing? What is wrong with some people? How? Why? I was so confused looking at, I wasn't even confused. I was so disappointed in some of the responses I saw from girls. Like, they would say, oh, I'm not going on the date. Or one girl was like, well, if your car isn't up to par or isn't up to some sort of standard, then you have to pay for the date. Love, do you have a job? Forget a job, do you have a car? Aren't you still living with your parents? You shouldn't be talking about anybody's car. As a matter of fact, as the guy, I would say, forget it. We're not going anywhere anymore. Go back home. We're not going on any date. I will find someone along the way as I'm driving home. I can't stand some people, but I can't stand some people.
If you're gonna go behind a man just because of his things, believe me, then you don't like him. You like what he have, but you don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be with someone because of their car. What happens if that car is no longer there? That means your likeness for the car goes away.
Okay, let's move on to. We'll come back regardless. Please come back if we just vanish for a few seconds. But the last question was, what are the results or the outcome of overcoming low self-esteem? So if we're cut off, please do come back and join us, because we'll wrap up this last question.
Yeah. So I think with the results, you will see that you will respond to failure quickly and bounce back. And you will work on like, once you're bouncing back with more ideas. You're finding out why it didn't work out. You're saying, okay, I will try and do this again, but differently. And you'll look at life in a different way. That, self-pity and crying and prolonging things and just, continuously criticizing yourself all the time.
Okay, so you were talking about how you've overcome having low self-esteem.
Yeah. So you will no longer be vulnerable to or at the mercy of people letting you down. I mean, people let you down. You bounce back. You will not take it personal, and you won't be hanging on to it like forever. 10 years later, you're still talking about it. I mean, you realize that life goes on.